Yeah,
Jacob, how are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm looking pretty well. I'm feeling pretty well. I'm not
Yeah, you
having
look
any
good.
effects from from staying here all the time. It's a bit different in England compared to Sweden, of course. We're further on down the road. So, what
Yeah.
are you doing with yourself to fill your time?
Plans are changing. I was expecting a busy time now with riding in England and Poland and all that, but it's that's put on hold now, and I'm currently just working with my sister's boyfriend and my dad, so living quite normal life. It's different than what I'm used to at this time, and especially now with this corona as well.
Yeah, it's pretty bad over in England. Of course, we're in total lockdown. I've been self-isolating now for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty tough over here. It looks like we've got another 3 weeks of it. But it's what people don't understand about English people are a little bit bemused about the situation in Sweden. But of course, in Sweden, you're so sparsely populated, you don't actually see that many people unless you live in the cities, do you?
Yeah, exactly. And if it's right or wrong, I don't know. But we have it's a little bit on our own responsibility, and that's why I've been able to have a few practices here in Sweden. You can practice as long as you're not over 50 people at the same in the stadium. We're trying to keep good distance in the pits and stuff like that. But then you got to think as well, if someone crash and need the emergency help, the emergency rooms are full. So you got to think of that as well, and is it a good idea to risk that? And but yeah, we have a little bit different strategy, or our government has.
Yeah. Well, a few questions from some of the fans, and one of the questions that we've got here: who was your inspiration that made you take up speedway? Who was the guy who said, I want to be like him"? Who was that?
It was probably Sam Ermolenko, because when I was a kid, I was watching Västervik when he used to ride there, and so he was the main guy at this point there. And when I was on my bicycle at home, I was always pretending I was Ermo, so that's pretty cool.
You should have got your lessons from me,
Yeah.
Yeah. I promise I can't go around the turns as quick as you can. Another question for you: if there was any improvements onto the Monmore Green track, what would they be? What improvements would you suggest for the track at Monmore?
I would probably say the second corner. The whole second corner is the banking is a little bit sharp, and then fades off quite fast. So I would have the banking a bit more longer out to the fence, because if you come out of that banking, you'll probably end up crashing or end up last. So it's quite tricky to read that when you're riding, and when you come in too fast into the corner and you stuck on that edge of the banking and you just stay still. So it's that, and then I'll probably put some more not clay material in the track, and but it's hard. I've never done a track before, so it's hard for me to say. But I know it's a lot of work going into just have a meeting to do the track, and it's a lot of job before you can even have a meeting.
Yeah. So I mean, what are you doing with yourself then? I say, I hear you've been doing a bit of stuff in the factory for a while, and then also helping out your family. But I mean, anything else you've been keeping yourself fit?
Yeah, I'm trying. Now it's good weather here, so we've been mountain biking a bit and stuff like that. So playing some golf and yeah,
Oh, yeah, I saw you on the golf course. Yes,
yeah,
pretty good swing. Pretty good swing.
yeah. I'm getting there, getting there.
So, what do you play off then? Come on, tell us what do you play off?
What do you mean, the color or the
No, your handicap. As we say in
my
England, they say, "What
handicap?
do you play? What's your
I
handicap?"
broke I broke my arm last year, didn't I?
let's not
I
let's not
just
dwell too
started.
much about that one.
What handicap do I have? 36. 30,
Six.
36, yeah.
So, oh, that's all right. Okay, that's not too bad.
I'm
Another
getting.
question for you here. Any riders from the past you wish you'd had a chance to ride with or against?
Oh, I would. It would be pretty cool to ride with Irmo in the same team, and then to ride with Tony Rickardson
Yeah.
to like see how more how he rode, compared to. You see it differently when you're riding at the same tracks and stuff like that. So that would be pretty cool to ride with Tony and see how he set the bike up and stuff like that. So that would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'd the sort of the what's it called, the honour of introducing him at Monmouth Green many times, and he used to come and visit us there. So he's a really nice guy, real
Yeah,
nice
I
guy.
can imagine. Yeah. Yeah.
One other question for you: what's your favourite track in England besides Wolverhampton?
I would say Bellevue. It's a good track. And King's Lynn is a nice track as well. It's always good prepared and nice, good shape and everything. And as
Yeah.
well, Peterborough. It was I rode there back in 2012, but I can't remember that. And I was back this year as well and rode in Peterborough, and that was a really good track as well. So Bellevue and King's Lynn and Peterborough.
And looking at Swedish riders in Sweden at the moment, any Swedish riders you'd recommend to the Wolves management for future place in the team?
Good question. It's not so many, young guys coming up, but I've seen one guy up in Avesta, Filip Hellström. He looked pretty good, and he looked to have a good riding style, and so I would probably say him.
Okay. And do you see yourself being part of the Swedish team, in the future?
Yeah, hopefully. That's been my goal for a long time, but unfortunately I haven't reached there yet. It was harder to get in now when the Speedway of Nation came in, and so be probably a different story if they had the World Cup. But I really hope I will be, and that will be a good time.
So you have a van, you have bikes, but you have nowhere to ride. It's a bit frustrating.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. It's the whole situation is so it's so weird. It's like. I can't even believe it. There's so many people infected, and like with jobs and like everything, so it's it's very sad times. It's not good.
No, it's not good at all. And your favourite moment at Wolverhampton? What's your favourite thing or moment at Wolverhampton in your past years?
It's probably when we won. What was it? 2016. That was so good. I mean, looking back at it, what a team we had. PK, Freddie, me, Sam, Wolfie came in, at number 4, and yeah, it was 16. We'll have a. I'll remember hopefully my whole life, because that was a good and good time in my career as well, because we won both leagues in Sweden and stuff like that. So yeah, especially the gold.
Well, you stay safe, my friend, there in Sweden. We hopefully will see you. I don't know when all this clears up. Hopefully, we can get some racing going and get you boys back over to England.
Yeah, so do I, and I really miss it so bad, and I miss even the 6 o'clock Ryanair flights to Stansted.
Nobody likes Stansted. Hey, I don't know. You guys did it when I was going across the Nakala, and I was there in the morning, and then coming back. No, I just don't know how you boys do it. I couldn't do it every week. No way.
Yeah, but you miss it now. I realize how good I have it before, and how much you enjoy the speedway life and the speedway in general when you're not having it. So I miss it so much, and the adrenaline and like the competition side of it, winning meetings and scoring points, and these nerves you have and the pressure and stuff. I miss everything about it, and so yeah, I really hope we're back riding soon.
Well, thank you for your time, Jacob. It's been brilliant talking to you. Lovely chap as you are, You stay safe, my friend, and we'll see you over here in the future. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.